effects of this COVID-19, man. It's definitely having its impact on the times that we know and the times that we live in. Um, a lot just, some people we ain't gonna take it too crazy serious, but we take it serious enough. But some say why all the jokes and all that, but at the same time, people are showing, through laughter, they can keep their spirits up regardless what happens, come what may. We see the bright side of these things. So I just want to say, DOATBM, we tapping in real quick. Peace to the family. Everybody stay safe, stay blessed, stay protected. And if you're gonna be in a period of isolation, use the time to go within and get to know yourself better and things of that nature, and what kind of impact you can make on the world, if you weren't isolated in a positive sense. So that's a little challenge for everybody. So with that being said, salute. Yes, sir. Peace and love to the family, man. Peace to the gods and the earths and all of that groovy stuff. Right. I suppose, there ain't really much time to waste on this one with introductions. We back with another DOATBM podcast with your boy Al-FONZo-IIIX Great, aka FONZi Neutron, aka Al-FONZO-IIIX. Today we talking, I'm guessing, well, not even I'm guessing, arguably the most talked about thing, not just on the internet but in the world at the minute, which is COVID/19, COVID-19, aka the coronavirus. So we've heard mention of it over the past few months in regards to a few small cases and an outbreak in China. Since then we've gone to see the major cancellation of flights and borders accepting in people from their countries, from different countries I should say. We've seen people panicking and fighting over toilet paper and stuff and water and stocking up and getting ready for isolation. We've had people becoming quarantined. We've seen schools being shut down. We've seen major sporting events cancelled or postponed. So there's been a huge array of implications just in regards to the coronavirus. So let's to look at this thing. The conspiracy theorists are out. Some people are saying, even in terms of the questions we put this out there, people saying questions. They say, does anybody know anybody personally who has contracted it or has had this virus? Now we've seen celebrities come forward, notably actors and people within the media. Now some of the public have said, well, how could we trust them? They're actors. But nonetheless, this has been something that has affected many people in different ways because, as I've stated, even if you haven't been personally affected by contraction of said virus, it's affected people economically now in terms of work, and we've seen some establishments close. So it's caused quite a fair bit of disruption, and not just in one place around the world, in many places. So we see is it like quite a ripple effect. So that's one thing. So to be honest, this isn't something I was really gonna speak on. But in regards to just the magnitude of the event and how its little impacts has still had a great impact. Because at the same time, we look outside and we see things still continuing as normal for whatever that is. But at the same time, we can understand that there's a lot of changes going on. And B, how susceptible are people to these changes when they occur? How are they going to act? Or, some people, they live in a constant state of wanting somebody else, be it the government or the powers that be, to take rulership or governance over their life and even responsibility over them, So it's like somebody gets sick and they're looking for somebody else to solve it, as opposed to trying to solve their own disease within themselves. So we live in a society like that for the most part. So what we see for a lot of people, it's an eye opener of some sorts, because they spend their whole life saying, when are they gonna do this or when are they gonna do that. So this gives said they, opportune moments to step in and introduce things they may have in play to be introduced. Now, also going along, with this time, we hear that there's been, constant airstrikes and stuff, bombs being dropped in, Iraq and Afghanistan and Iran and stuff, and backwards and forwards turmoil on that front. There's a whole lot of drama going on in the Middle East and certain other places around the world. There's plagues of locusts surrounding Kenya and other places in Africa. So the world's in quite a tumultuous state. Where does this leave us going forward? It seems that some form of lockdown is imminent, dependent upon how serious it will be. Like, if it's some say it's a test, they may be testing things out to see how people respond, or to see how even the authorities could respond, pardon me. So be that as it may, this could be something that persist for a few months, or it could persist even longer. But one thing's for certain, we should and will expect to see some changes over this period of time. I mean, we've seen enough already, and even if we haven't seen enough, we've seen the impact of what a few small changes can have, just in terms of the disruption they can cause and the upset to people's livelihood and the economy. Slightly off topic, but also involved. We've seen, for instance, WWE, huge wrestling company, put on a show, and they're doing stuff with their shows with no audience. And you gotta think, if companies like that are publicly traded, eventually they take hits, and the stock market and things like that start crashing down. There's no guarantee that the upper echelon will always still be the same upper echelon. So with that being said, I think Master P, a few others who have chimed in on a positive note, have set a good tone by saying people have got to just keep their minds strong, keep focused, positive. It's not really worth getting too caught up in the conspiracy theories, but it's good to be versed in the truth, or in the happenings of what's going on around you. I myself have delved into quite a bit of different studies over the years, so some things aren't necessarily that much of a surprise. So now when you sort of see people acting a certain way, or even saying certain things in regards to the situation, it's more of, oh wow, you got that thought in your mind, like, well, yep, I kind of knew that, or I kind of know that, or when I understood that, most people didn't comprehend it. So I think even just in terms of society and the times that we live in, this virus is going to shake people up and shake things up, as we've seen already. And even if it's merely to snap people into a different modality and way of thinking, in regards to the world around them and how they operate. So I just want to say, we're chiming in on this message real quick. I don't want to go too much into it. I don't want to get too heavy on the conspiratorial aspects. We just want to say, stay focused, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay positive. So this is another quick broadcast on the DOATBM. We'll be discussing the coronavirus. So yep, I'm gonna tune y'all back in real soon. You dig? Peace.
This is Max Hernandez, and you're watching Bout That Online. Boom.